So Wednesday evening, ya side him where she I am a jo. Mama Kwaba, baby, be our temenka, a dumb, and pem. Ya motemenka across the country, and Mamunina Ajo, Mamoti and Count Tadi FM. We are grateful. Eta Cradifona, Mamoti and Ka was Sunyane FM, so I was Sunyane Yadamwa, say West End FM, Ewo Elembele. All for so ya Mamunina Ajo Yadamwa say. Fabia FM Ewo and Kranza Funina Yadamwasi. More joining on Facebook and other platforms here. Damunina say now Dole on Facebook is here. James McKay Ability is here. Johnson Clifford is here. Mejeka Raymond and so joining Michael Ferrusu Ewo has a what's a cropon for Moti and Ka Yamamunina Ajo and Yumri Yadamwasi Papa. And then a second edition. 2023 yes citizen show second edition yeah the Abraham Wednesday evening so as usual adwuma ho ya be adwuma thank you yanka jantum wogbejeke let's do this aya boss yoda anything ni nyina da mo say papa thank you dum the production crew and let's Kwame Kwache. Though you are not here with us physically, but we know you are here with us spiritually. We are grateful. Thank you so much. And let's acquire we are the pande people pop salad. Enoch is here on Facebook. Such a Saint Yababa. Chasa Jete, thank you. Kevin Atta Peters. Listo Baba. Sir, Afena, yes, and will be a to in Yema. Afeni Binumu Dimoto. Binumu so do a more swim. Afeni ebinim so no a mo body no da same because anyama be cause this year no anya better Miliane Nana Kwabena Bobie Ansah the old soldier the old lion the last man standing Commander Boham is here till 10 p.m. Abba now to brew walk by Jack make house live in the studio and Honorable Kujato Blackwa Maria Adam and cry Yansaka free a Yekumase high. Oma kachire nkola ne se omonko ekromunko pe aduane ento eni because eye aduane a ese ba no emae oh yeah ade no a esi no a and mamemfa nyom no to from na menimu ni nkomo just quick one Ansah na Honorable Kujeto Blackwa aba be kamensa but you see ankoda no abie school eye mo ana mo se eye date eye ankoda no de be school so obviously na ese mo aboaboa mo ho unfortunately every emra yensa kan krawe u free school we headmaster even Charles a second cycle institutions no omo eku a omo ate no ofre wo omo a obi ampese obekasa one a headmaster amene kasa oka kire me say okoya omo sese no omo di abase odi agora omo be transfer wow ade no a esi no a obi aye din sa no ase eye military rule bi na team okay so bright Tibusi Okes secondary school as they informed their students they won't be able to feed them tonight so Okes obi send them a message Okes a typical example Womuntu mi fidi enkoda no anwumre because aduane no enya medru ye I'm not saying say government no ain't mean provide aduane. Se wonye ahoboa onka enkoda ne nkonkogu eye school mu. Se wonye ahoboa enka enkoda no enkonkogu school mu. We are hoping yane eye school heads ni bebre akasa. You omo ka chen say oh it's too early. Omo be a school da bay. Omo say enra no mo ko school, right? Enti enra ene de it's too early. But the point is say when you ahoboa ma omu ma awofo hunu. Say ya na ebesha ase it's too early. Oh enra nkwa no be a school na otwe na kogu na the following week na ya no so aba. Fine. You be just ya ye frefre baby bebre. Asem o ka kire ya ne say it's too early. Eye enra nkwa na enkola na ba school mu. But the point is say enkoda enum kura na ba school mu a ese wo ye aduane available edema wo mo. We know eye straightforward. Ese wo ye aduane available edema wo mo. Eye a wo de be feedi wo mo. Won kan kire enkoda ne say aduane enni ho enti wo mo nkokrom nkope aduane entoni. But ye nyina ya te ase ene ochina ye behwe ni Friday ye behwe hwebe nyame ma adoma next week Monday ye behwe se enuane e se kono akwa then we can start talking about it properly because won't be man koda nkotra school wa bra enkoda no ni aduane eya wo mo ebedi. Yes remo. Okay, so yamfa no to and rana make be about government lands. And rana make be about a buying sase, a buying properties. And the rate a kufuado a buying way and the bushia for a phone a buying and sase. And it's so sad. And minya messages more than 50. And ya man for a site various locations. And ya omochicha afa. Obi sending me message say NDC and penifonu be so it will be. So then now a difficult mama say ubu send pan say a hwanya on chiro a nipa kro. Oh, it's not a matter of whether NDC for now say I buying the way I did a buying a japade and namsono because any part argument they say the NDC for no it will be entina omuntimi enyahu dede omuntimi enka ho asem. Confidence are sending me a message because they insulted and said all manner of things to Mrs. Matilda Mr. Arthur about provision of chalk. They have asked all students to bring along a box of whiteboard marker to school. These are not humans. Okay, so Kofilam say on formation when you say almost say school for uncle basic education is the egu. Basic level no is gone. Basic education ekufado guno wasai no wa destroy no. Uwo fie na wotie me uwo street mbabi bia wote me nka. Enti baby bia wote me nka no. Let us just understand basic education no da form asai we destroy no. You say your friends say SHS for no. You say almost so omonfa obi eba onfa a box of whiteboard marker Emre school. We are yet to confirm it, but Kofi Lam's message or the send no. Jennifer Boachis, no arrangement was made to provide food for the schools, but arrangement was made to turn the seat of the president into a studio. Okay, you see another issue. But Yamra back, na make a year Ansah. Seriously, nipa ne busa me asem se ayam se NDC phone will be. Entina omuntimi nka ho hwe no. Me ntimi Ansah. Menim NDC ni bia wo bi. Even with the MPP, won nkrofo kropotin ya Ansah na akwa di wo nsem. Enra na me ka ba ko bi ho asem ewo eye flower pot. Spintex etrem. At a point in time they mentioned McDan. Another time, no man mention Kennedy, Japan. Another time, no man mention. They keep on mentioning names and no adequate, but obi yes, I send so a juma. Me catch am say free zones from a year your friend say TT Brothers traffic light na say echo. Sa Ansah no a ewo okọ eye de wenya ewo right ne de. Omo free zones in Sase o. Oma wie, oma clear na wie. Oma clear na wie. Ofra your friend say agric lands ya ewo adentan motorway no echi wono a oma clear ho na wie. They are done with the place. Omo chese omo kum baabia, omo wie baabia. And ahumete. While we are dealing with these issues, and say a man for then there is another issue that pronsoa sincere. I think say Ghana ni be bia ni abre. Say aban agisika. Sika no ajeje ye no wadi. Omo disika no. Omo wie sika na di. Omo wie sika no. Akufo ado ne na busuafo ne namfofo. Omo wie sika na di. Omo disika no. They have stolen the money. So omo wie sika no way. Bosia bebrebe no away. Enti afa de yemfa individuals. Ya omo abo omo bra. Yemia eye individuals no. Na yemfa enye aban projects. Na individuals ne de womun konkowu. I mean, nyasa bia nim. Okay, so me yonko be sending me or sending me a message be ene. Me mpacho, what the two system no mo? Beyi mame. Me hu se ode ade bia ba beto Facebook. Ode ade ne beto Facebook no ena me contacting we chiri. Na enye asem de. Because me say all warning pensioners. Say pensioners emma omani enko omusika ho. Because ono wanya very terrible experience enye asem kuma. Okay, so yentie sa voice note we. But before that no, me de bi suma Petra, and Petra, I think Petra one of the banks now, financial institutions now almost manage amount for pension scheme. Now message now they send them no. Okay, so I'll say before December, my tier 2 was 49,000 Ghana cedis. But when I checked yesterday, now above from to 29,000 Ghana cedis. 20,000 cedis gone. A further check indicates that the fund manager, which is Petra, issued a press to that effect. So we have a Petra for one more a friend say a statement in the say. Me ba the Petra statement na send. All right, so my muntie sa a voice note we. A obi na obina send a me. And mumyentie enipa na asema all kano. Yenkonkoti.
Yes, senior. So that was a letter I got from Petra yesterday. After checking my balance, I think you have to do with government IMF program, which I think Petra is trying to be a bit diplomatic about it by using exchange rate as the only reason for the drop in the figures. I am more scared because I have previous, how do we call it, program with Enterprise Group, also tier 2, which I wanted Petra to migrate to their platform to add up to the one I have with them. But with this development, I'm a bit scared. I'm a bit scared because I don't know what's happening to the other one too. So just to give you a brief of what is happening, this is the issue now. Despite the fact that government has assured us that they will not touch our pension funds, I'm sure this is what they are up to, and this is what is happening. So within November, December, January, this is how much they've taken from a lot of people. So around 16, 17%, 18% has been taken from people's investment. Yes. So by way of report, this is what I have to tell you on this for now. Thanks.
Okay, so gentlemen, no sending me a Petra for that is the fund management, no or more communicate be almost issue and ra, and the communicate no add to your Facebook page, update on balance, and quickly no, I mean go through. I say we understand that some of you may be concerned about the recent decline in the balances of your accounts. We want to reassure you that we are committed to making the best investment decisions on behalf of all members. The recent drop in the fund's performance has been due to the appreciation of the Ghana cedis against the US dollar. As you may be aware, the fund has approximately 16% exposure to US dominated funds, which has been impacted by this currency movement. Please rest assured that we are constantly monitoring market conditions and making adjustments to the investment portfolio to maximize returns and minimize risk. While it is not uncommon for. Now, me pacho drop here, no, emame. So, which means I don't tell where the better Facebook. And now, or alert your man for say, one more year under the pension scheme tier 2, they should watch it because almost sikaso. Now, Petra for no more fund management say is due to a year dollar noir, and as a city noir are stabilizing against the dollar. You know that is their explanation. One more complaining about Okwako Yini Sika yate 400 Ghana, 500 Ghana yate free so and a whole lot. Minim say enye abrantie we nko a go through this stress. Okay, so Nasmentos so they reduced the dollar just to make sure it will affect people's investment. For that one, I cannot answer for the government. But the point is a minimum unless saying a year more a year our finances even will be, then we can ask them. Because this Petra a fund management almost statement, you know, sounds a little bit, I mean, weird. Customers, they don't understand it. And it is not clear. It is not clear. Enti yet kromo ha abaya decide say ono sika kakra aba system no bosi a omo agye no wadi sika no omo de aye kenke party wache party whatever omo di sika no wie no, the next thing they are doing now is to make sure somebody use crofo and that is dangerous. and that is dangerous. Anyway, enter your be remarkable ye juma and juma somebody me the flyer na ato and chenya amaya ebe me den ye be remarkable ye juma with Honorable Kujeto Ablakwa in the studio. Issues about the cathedral. Cathedral no yentimi njai ho asem ka sa na ye jai ni sa the cathedral issues enum sika amanfo de sika enema ekoso no and obi a follow Honorable Kujeto Ablakwa platform wa tweet new exposés juma. So we'll talk about the cathedral issue, House of God engulfed in financial irregularities, the case of Ghana's cathedral. And that is what we are going to discuss this evening. Nyame efie ena yede adane your friend is saying Chaskele Nyame efie ena yede adane Chaskele. Asofo no bebre abeya no mate se President Akufo-Addo eka se asodan ne de ekwa bia so obesi nobody enka se monsi obi aso mfo se mensi. But a quiet wo fast we see no. That is where the problem is. A quiet no o faso edia wia on mining sika no yeah tugu no. That is where the problem is. So Nana Blue a friend say ebo yumbi about the fact say nyamesum na ye ne basa sa because se wo so si asori dan a so man no kre eba ho. Wait, and that is what Ghanaians are talking about. Say man no kre emra ade na oye no se no kre edi animu a obi any problem bia e wo ho. Se no kre ba ade na oye no a obi any problem. So this night you be discuss here no issues about a haircut no. You know, also another issue on board that we will discuss at the right time. Issues about Jubilee House also is hanging, and Mikhail Baba Sadek also will join us in the studio. Ogboron Kansas say Kofi Kenata, Kofi Kenata, and I think say Nana Blues, Nana Blues so a version be on your system. Unfortunately, I'm not getting it, but that is okay. And hear me say here. But the point is say ose usi asore danya fa kwan papa so na esi edan no. What the kwan papa so sia, though we yenyina say that is not our priority. On my Ghana baby a yegina no enye ye ehia yesisia. So but then say nipa so be sia emfa nwia yesika. Another issue na ye kasafa ensase ensem eho mesre obi a wo eye information o abanya saase a ebi a wonim say private businessman or politician be a so adwuma no just my own na ye follow ups. Ras Malenzi say commander that explanation by Petra does not add up. Why should already accrued interest on an investment be affected or touched by Petra? Okay, so that is Ras for you. And Ras Ebusa, a serious question. Honorable Kujeto Ablakwa, my big brother and a long-time friend and an ally. Honorable Akwaba. I feel come to you. I feel some near one who didn't know na erade eguso domiye. Dia ye pa ne say democracy ni ngina na yentimi enkoye anim. Dia kan de ye be kasa say ya. Ye chance ye be twetru. Me atwema is better. But at least if we can jojo and talk and here say nyame say afefo fro be basia no. E bit me ase say ye bio. You know, I mean, but I want to quick one straight. Remember when so these issues about the financial haircut. Say, I will be sending me BB from Petra, one of the fund management, and almost say $1 ne cost for more. a be affected amount for investment more under the pension scheme tier 2 no a be affected now since you be sending me a voice note we'll lose you 20,000 Ghana cedis e won sika so now it's can 49,000 or call ye and run I cut 29,000 what is happening
you already kind my main chia for na member mo abaso Accra FM ejuma pa mo ye 2022 you follow ya and we were deeply impressed and me pesa okoso for God and country. Democracy na wo cannot without a vibrant media, the fourth estate of the realm. Media ombe kanokre. Media omobe relentless, unfearing. They will not be cowed into submission. They will not be timorous souls. That is the kind of media develop your mind and entrench democracy. Into me person me bomb about so namun causes fearlessly. That is the only way forward. Now, young Kanokre, the Ghanaian economy has collapsed.
Really,
economy way are collapsing. Even members of parliament would take when we get our end of month salary, you'll be shocked. Sometimes second week, third week in the next month. Osha Sena common fund a war arrears, get fund a war arrears. Charge for omu issue statement say abai unto me Ansah no musika for free SHS and omu feeding omu to me BA schools cry omu issue statements. They are tired because there's so many arrears.
Okay.
Road sector. A car woho 12 billion Ghana cedis. We are in parliament. We see the numbers. Health insurance.
Yeah.
In arrears. Sometimes OSHA 2022 say allocation you approve here. Health insurance amount to me and release it even up to 30% for them. Economy way are collapsing. The finance minister the level of distraction we're creating, it will take a very long time. And I know why the face, but truthfully speaking, the president, the vice president, decisions are almost take here, the recklessness, waba power, a car debt to GDP ratio 57%. From Nkrumah Breso, Busi and Ayabo, throughout the period, successive governments, from 1957 all the way to 2016, 122 billion. Munkwamu Baye, in 6 years, Mudia called 500 billion. Just think about that. From 122 billion to 500 billion. In Parliament.
Within 6 years.
Within 6 years. In Parliament, you can say, you can your body rule, your caution, you can say, I mean, and Yamano crab, more bobusia, aquacoyano. Not in the productive sectors. And yet, investments are more. We cautioned, we warned, almost and unfortunately for our 7 parliaments, now you need numbers. Until all you could do is to, and the answer is there. Matisse because all this debt situation, economic crisis, no. NDC MPs amount to me extricate you. I mean, they are being deliberately mischievous and absolutely unfair to the NDC. Because OSHA record now, we even voted against a lot of these loans. We debated against these loans. We spoke against these loans. But they use their numbers. Almost you can have your say, we will have our way. We are not listening to you. Educate
me what I say. Sadly, we are abandoned because minim said that she be a babonko crack. Yeah, politics in the bet now. So be bad bemun why sadly and why you be any day because I know you. When you say we will be on pet basa basa. So violence and your option. the only thing you can restore say yen kasa. Ebi na okay. Obeka yemfa. So what do we do?
Good question. Eddie Kaino, your democracy where you practice it for in this Fourth Republic for 30 years. A few days ago, you commemorated 30 years of the Constitution, the 1992 Constitution. Yeah. This has been the entire history since 57. This has been the longest constitutional democratic dispensation.
30 years straight.
30 years straight. But what we must recognize, Nese, and many people having averted their mind, when you say Asian tigers, when you celebrate Singapore, Malaysia, Japan, South Korea, all they needed was 30 years. 30 years, just one generation. Lee Kuan Yew, the miracle of Singapore, 30 years. Nansu Yeno, Shebibia, 30 years. Say economy, we can't even change the structure of this economy. What I argue strongly, and say the time has come to overhaul this democracy. This democracy, and yielded the democratic dividend. Because personal integrity is low, people just, come into power, and once they abuse power. As I said, constitution, young amended, let's have an overhaul of the constitution. Wouldn't say vote of censure now, Article 82 of the constitution, that there was a lot of, hue and cry and all of that. Wouldn't say in that constitution, I was scandalized when I read the constitution, and it was clear, say, even if we secure the numbers from the MPP MPs, almost supported, now it is 2/3, the president has an option. It's a may, and yes, shall. The president may decide. Into parliament, can you imagine? Parliament are taking decision 2/3 of the people's representative.
Representing about 80% of
exactly.
The people.
And yet one president can decide, say, oh, parliament, they're more incremental. Indiana, the president wasn't bothered. He couldn't be bothered and defended his cousin. Deceived his own MPP MPs, 87 to 95, later the entire MPP caucus, because majority leader, Eba Bontimbeka, said now they are all in support of Ken must go. He couldn't be bothered because on himself, constitutional, amano to me. So even though we celebrate this constitution, say, oh, am I some stability, I argue, say, that celebration, a two standard, a low. And Yankai say, other countries. I talked about the Asian tigers before. 30 years. That's and they move from third world.
Before they fix the country for you again.
Absolutely, sir. Because you see, ordinarily, Anka Usha constitution where it left a lot of things for discretion. To be fair to the framers of the constitution, the consultative assembly. Now, omo per se, president, room now on use good judgment, on lead debates based on his conscience and all. But over time, for example, I don't think that they ever imagine President Bibeba or be appointed over 100 ministers.
No way.
Or be appointed presidential staffers running into thousands when you add the public service to it. And the kind of reckless expenditure, no fiscal discipline. They can borrow, to say debt to GDP ratio is over 100%. They didn't envisage, say, we'll have such reckless leadership. Until when I hear some people say, oh, those who drafted the constitution, almost shed that pan, almost boy, bro, they were just hoping, say, oh, leader, they will be on mine. And to be fair, we've had, despite this constitution, presidents are back.
Yeah.
President Rawlings, even President Kufuor, President Mills, President Mahama, they did not abuse the constitution like it is being abused now. But now we should learn lessons and immediately, young curtail the powers of the because you who say, hey, there can always be an Akufo-Addo. Let us now put limits. Let's put bars, impediments. Look, it's normally constitution. There are even some countries who need written constitution. but they rely on good judgment and the people to mount the right pressure. On my ways to say, everything you're defending, sure, this McMill matter is here. So I've never felt so embarrassed, so ashamed as a Ghanaian. Now, so I was shocked. So some of my colleagues on the other side and some MPP communicators attempted to defend such a thing. Where is nationhood? Where is dignity? Where is patriotism? Where is the Ghanaianness in us? Meanwhile, a year of return. We want to show that the black man is equal to the white man. There should be no discrimination. We are condemning slavery, condemning all the various injustices that has happened. And then you allowed such indignity to take place, defeating the whole purpose.
On this matter, they were referring certain statements to you. Say, Momo Kasamo de Bayon Kukubu, a tourist center. So be it. I don't know whether you have heard that argument in just a
you see, clearly, clearly.
And before that,
there are some people who are not even fit for national discourse. Why Nakasa? I've been asking for the evidence. So why Nakasa? Who? They should mention. And you see, look, on my way, as I say, this backward politics, needless equalization, there are some matters that, as I say, we come together and condemn. We should have standards. Look, all the countries making progress, moving forward, when it comes to national pride, image, flag, they rally behind it. They come together. And yet, this ex-convict comes to desecrate our seat of government. Seat of government, forget about which party took who is the president there. A collective dignity, an embodiment of our nationhood. It's a fountain of honor. That is what defines us as a people.
You don't know why your sovereignty that form.
Exactly. You don't tolerate this. It's all this Jubilee House and that flags are how relevant is that? And is that what is being discussed? No matter where was being used, either say your castle and now we have moved the seat of government to Independence Square and circle. That is the seat of government. It has a certain symbol of authority which must be respected. Usha, since this the history of Ghana, because yes, we stood against the slave raiders, we stood against the colonialists. The first country to attain independence in 1957. Yababe the Mecca. And since the days of Nkrumah, people like W. Du Bois Omobai, Martin Luther King Omobai, Muhammad Ali, and presidents that came after him continued. Panafest, President Rawlings, Michael Jackson, Baha. You had the likes of Stevie Wonder and all of that. President Mills Abresu, even though Obama is of Kenyan heritage, Unimse, the story of the black survivor, the emancipation, the black pride, and the black tenacity, is Ghana. Here is the seat. Here is the headquarters in Teokase or Ghana. A lot of Kenyans were not happy with him, but he said, "Look, it's not about selfish. If you know your history, this is where you come to." All of these greats, they came here, showed us respect. Then this here is a D-rated ex-convict comes to do this, and people want to defend it. And as we speak,
only 2 days are only 2 packs.
As we speak, heads having rolled Obia, because and you see, the mindset of the leadership. And if you have any wonder, Argentina, the economy, and back to the economy, to mean changing the structure, Nemamo a collapse, Bibia ayeding, to me and support local entrepreneurs, local industry. It's because of this mindset. Obaye, this ex-convict, Obaye, catch the president, said, Watumia raising $100 million since he came out of jail. Then, unfettered access. You can do whatever you want. Sure, even the attire. Can you go to the White House in shorts and flip-flop T-shirts? Who does that? You share news, that CNN, BBC, Sky News. I am addicted to all these international news wires. You never see, say, presidential palace. Then they entertain gangsters in flip-flop and shorts, boxers. It's such an insult. But because of free America, or say we're raising $100 million, into we a foreigner, not say who was Sikabia, our values don't matter. Indiana, look, we can't even support our local rice industry. As a country, maybe I'm free. Northtown, Aveyime rice. Why should Aveyime rice collapse?
What is the state of that?
A collapse since President Akufo-Addo became president. Cra. President Mahama Bresu or Revampe FFF gave them a $10 million support. Under President Akufo-Addo is collapsed. Mafile, so many questions. They have no clue. Their Greek minister is clueless as to the future of Aveyime rice. Inte Minama organizing local rice farmers and Amato combined harvester Amaomo and rice tillers. And if you see the number of jobs are created, and this year, me from November say, oh, me pay me annual rice package for this year. I'm going to say I'm late. By October, now people have ordered already. You know, my end of year orders. Into that whole enclave from North Tonda, the Aveyime area, Akachi, Asuchare, all the way to the K2 area, K2 North, K2 South, is sufficient to make us a rice exporter. And so say to me spending over $500 million of your hard currency importing rice. But once again, you per se you support your boy. Is it the mentality of the leadership? Bad mindset. You support foreigners or more importing all of these Lebanese, Jordanians, and all these,
which is not peculiar to only this government. NDC too have the same.
No, but OSHA statistics now. We reduce NDC Abreso, President Mahama investments on and the local support of Maya, the subsidies of my farmers. No, the rice importation was cut by half. Check the statistics. We were on the verge of virtually ending this, but now it has reversed. And that really is the problem. The mindset of the leadership. And look, I come back to the issue of, say, changing the whole governance architecture. Beginning from the constitution, overhauling it. And now, you're careful about the kind of people we bring anywhere close to leadership. I think that this country, no, we are just falling for sweet words. Sweet words. Will be our banner, just promises. We don't even check how it's going to fund it, what is the blueprint of implementation and all of that. You know. We must learn lessons. Then personal integrity of those in leadership. Are they people who have scruples? Are they people who are really patriotic? And all this unbridled borrowing and reckless expenditure. Meaning, unim say, sikani there over 300 billion. Busiana omo. What is there to show for it? President Mahama, little borrowing now, yeah. Very little borrowing. Roughly about 60 billion. We can point to Circle Interchange, Kaso Interchange, the UGMC, Ridge Hospital. Recently, I went to visit somebody there, and people came apologizing. Said, "Oh, na ye nimo. She show NDC photo. Apologize. Na ye nim say look. Omuka say Photoshop. We never knew. Hey, is this a hospital? You know, so apologetic." Until you can point to all of these, you know, universities, e-blocks, the roads. In Krofuwe, over 300 billion cedis, no. And then reckless expenditure.
Yeah.
Consistently, I talked about how prof legacy. Presidential jet woho. President Akufo-Addo say no their own use. Jet President Kufo. Sure, President Kufo ne height and all of that, or order based on his own specs. Now, so we're told, sir, President Akufo-Addo there, it's not comfortable stretching in 9 cry and come. I mean, can you imagine if it was the other way around? And President Akufo-Addo order for President Kufo to use her, then such a story can be tenable. Defense Minister Super Parliament because presidential jet no cry on to me injury will be into. It's not fit for purpose. It went on for more than 2 years. If you put that bill together, it's in excess of 100 million cedis. Imagine what 100 million cedis can do. Because 20,000 euros an hour.
Yeah.
Those charters. Now we'll be coming to National Cathedral.
Yeah.
we keep mentioning $400 million, $400 million. Minia, it's way in excess of that, and we'll be coming to that. And you see, the recklessness or more mindset, as you say, oh, Sikano Air Unlimited. Share the number of appointees, the number of ministries or criteria. On my way, say your work crisis. I thought the first thing President Bayene said, obey reduce it drastically the number of ministries. In this country, do we need a separate ministry of aquaculture? I'm asking you, fisheries and aquaculture. When we have a ministry of agric, or more yet. In this country, do we need a separate ministry for railway development? When we have a ministry of transport? If I were to be in the president's shoes, the entire transport sector will put all together. Roads, highways, transport, railways, aviation, all should be one. Into so many of these ministries, needless, useless. Information and communication should be put together. President Mahama did that, combined it. Why do we have it separate?
I see.
Even the Minister for Information is complaining. Say they don't have releases. A place is collapsing. ISD has collapsed. Useless. In a lot of countries, they have even closed down information ministries. It's no longer, you just have a presidential spokesperson. That's all. Why are we still at this time keeping information ministry? Adding, to do what? If you go to a lot of progressive countries these days, they are even combining foreign ministry and trade. These two sectors combining it because they are looking at the whole essence of foreign relations is to advance trade, to deepen trade ties. They are combining it. The
commercial benefits.
Exactly. It's still separate. Meanwhile, we are the poor countries. The people will go and beg. I was shocked. Me call hungry as Deputy Minister for Education many years ago. And let me saw how many ministers they have. The whole of Hungary, they said 11.
Wow.
11. And yet I was going
on population yesterday.
I was going almost about 50 million at the time. I have to check what it is now.
Huge.
Yeah. And yet you show more advancement and all. And yet they were negotiate for scholarships. Every year, your tertiary students 100 scholarships.
Yeah.
Into more scholarships or more look at the number of ministers they have. It's when you look at all these things, and Najo Alan Chairman, when he made reference to some of these things, you were sitting in cabinet. You were a member of the economic management team. Afe na Obabe Kache said, we have too many ministers. Afe, what did you do? What did you tell your colleague in cabinet? And Sir Cabinet Hono, this year, some of the revelations I'll be making, when him say, I'm focusing on the expenditure side.
Yes.
And if probably they were listening to me and Ghanaians were taking these revelations serious, Anka will not be where we are. On him say, cabinet retreat, I'll be very soon releasing the costs. You'll be shocked. Sir retreat no mukoye wo pediasi.
But I
you'll be shocked, yeah. You'll be shocked. Just cabinet retreat Bako, they spend over 2 million cedis. I'll be putting down in the course of the year. I'll release the breakdown. Scandals.
I was some.
Oh yes. Look, there is no genuine effort. So this claim say, they use Land Cruisers biome. They would use saloon cars within Accra. Why are they still importing them? Why are they importing them? We'll be putting out documents and check. Why are they buying? Why are they buying new ones?
But the point is, at the end of the day, you see a free BB financial haircut. Now the ordinary Ghanaian citizens are suffering from the recklessness of this government.
Exactly.
Where do we go from here?
Exactly.
What do we do? It seems like it's like Obieu.
Debbie, would be so a question. Be said then you better me here. There were a number of options in the two baskets. Any kind. Public manifestations, agitations by the people.
Okay.
Ube Kaya, originally, na pensions were part of the haircut.
Yes.
Unions ninyana a kabumye, a car say, or more koye strike. I think by is it 27 December or so. TUC for, GMA for, UTAC for, NAGRAT, NAT, all of them.
The labor
front, the entire labor front.
Yeah.
Nurses, Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association. Omo numbers no. Omo bohu, and immediately they called them to the negotiating table. And now omo ye pensions no free. All of these bondholders, individual bondholders who are now affected, silence is not an option. Into this country, a problem is no. We have the rights, we have the powers in a democratic dispensation. And so too many people are docile and are quiet. Yes, bibi from the labor unions, when they rose up, they are also with this haircut, omo announce it. Omo start here implemented. When him say as a member of parliament, we sat in parliament, approved the 2023 budget. When him say this entire debt restructuring program, the haircuts and all of that, they never presented anything to us, kept it on our blind side. And to make us say, I don't know the extent of damage that is going to cause to my constituents.
So even its implementation,
yes, there's no parliamentary
illegal.
approval. Yes,
it's illegal.
Yes, that is what. Yes, because there is no parliamentary approval. Nothing has been presented to us. It is one of the issues. You raise it publicly, and
a memo na it's clearly a different picture of what is happening.
Clearly, a banana republic. I mean, shed a course. So can you imagine, sir? At this time,
so can we go to court?
Oh yes, stop them? You can. The class action is a very positive development because who kind the Attorney General's opinion on this matter? The Attorney General cautioned them. He warned, say, you are going to run into legal hurdles. I just hope the judiciary will be independent. Sadly, the judiciary under Edin Yeboah, I don't have much confidence, but I just hope. But having said that, you see, despite the fact that we are in crisis, it appears to me, say, the president and his team, more underestimated the impact of this crisis, and they seem to be living in a world of their own. Share the tall list of Myanmar ye defeat in the 2023 budget in Parliament.
Yeah.
Just think about it. At this time, we'll say we want to mean to your bondholders. What issue statement to even the international creditors say you can't pay your debt, you are insolvent, your reserves at the Bank of Ghana is finished, it's totally depleted. Now, so at this time, we call demolition conference center. Now we see Fufro at 1.3 billion Ghana cedis. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? And you think as ranking member of the Foreign Affairs Committee, I would endorse such, let me
reckless
control my, I was going to say stupidity, but because of the respect I have for your viewers and your listeners. 1.3 billion conference, meanwhile conference center and Che Biana Mwankasa Mube Kachireyes at the Foreign Affairs Committee say Africa Development Bank for $3 million Mudia renovation. Time and now your power under Hannah Tete as foreign minister. When they did the structural integrity assessment, Omuka said we need $2.7 million. And if you have got $3 million to do renovations, why then, and you did a renovation this year, before March, Ansah Africa Development Bank for a annual meeting. Why do we need to demolish this structure at this time in economic crisis? And that same enclave is just 50 meters walking distance to from the site of the National Cathedral, which has become a Galamsey site, a monumental icon of corruption. We still don't know how to find our way. And then you have 80 million in the budget. Then you want to establish additional embassies, 3 embassies, Mexico, Trinidad and Tobago. All of these things, contingency votes, they use for all kinds of dubious expenditure. They increased it from 900 million last year to 1.4 billion. We had to fight it and reduce it to save the Ghanaian people money. You ask yourself, do our leaders really recognize the crisis that we are in? And now Omodia is just about creature comfort. I expect, say, the Ghanaian people should be sufficiently angry. The problem is that Ghanaians are not angry enough. And the mass actions. And as I said, let's learn from the unions. Mass actions, class actions, class actions in court. And then we have to also demand assurances. Sure, NDC manifesto no, for 2025, God willing, when President Mahama is sworn in. As I say, you promise Ghana for say, Omunyina omwa created this pain, this suffering. They will not get away with it. All the conflict of interest now are coso. I'll be coming to the latest revelations of the National Cathedral.
Yeah.
The way I can offer tiny companies more insurance, benefiting, and you can now understand why there was that determination to do illegal withdrawals. We'll be getting to that. All of these people, the conflict of interest that has gone on, there has to be a comprehensive strategy. Not only prosecutions, now so retrievals, because it will help the President Muhammad his government to be able to implement. But these days, we have forensic audit, the forensic experts, if you get a crack team, you can trace the money, or the siphoning to safe havens, Caribbean properties or motor and all of that. You can track it and retrieve it for the state. And I don't want Ghanaians to think, say, oh, hands in the air, nothing can be done. Debbie, I mean, other jurisdictions are omutumiye retrievals. Then they even presidents, people like Mobutu Sese Seko and all of that, omuye retrievals, and it became a symbol of their corruption. They converted some of their mansions to even hospitals, schools, universities, and all of that. An aggressive prosecutorial and investigative program, forensically, can retrieve. Into this whole 2024 election, it's a second independence. It's like you mind free the colonialists, the looters, the imperialists. That's what it is. And as I said, there has to be a pact to the people. Say, or more, because problem now you face is say a self-inflicted, a deliberate policies. And even as it's going on, they are benefiting from it. All this data bank news we are struggling, it's all a hoax. They want to still benefit from fund down by creative to salvage the situation. And all of these people must be lined up and dealt with. And that is the only way. Look, Ghana's money must be retrieved for its people. And that assurance must come from the NDC.
All right, so that's the live on Accra 100.5. Quick one. Mami, go through some few messages here. Maria Adam says, Bobie, so what if they don't buy these properties in their names? Well, I think there is another way. And Honorable mentioned about the forensic. Ibrahim Washara says, I'm confident in this brilliant man, and he's talking about Honorable Okujeto Ablakwa. Now, one says, we appreciate such people with integrity on this show. All right, thank you. Ogboro says, Bobie, Ministry for Agric, Fisheries and Aquaculture can be merged together. Okay, so these issues are honorable raising. Bernard says, Bobie, okay, so let me move on. Now Poku says, Bobie, are you sure NDC has the guts to jail any of these MPP people? Well, he drew a better. Now, Kwabena Plateau says BMW must win, and he's referring to Baumia. All right, so Alexander Quest says, Commander, the money they still in the banks of Caribbean, and the NDC should check it. They can just set up embassies there. I don't know whether they do have your embassies over those countries.
They tried this year, 2023 budget, no more approval to establish embassies, but yes, you're defeated.
Why?
That is Mexico, Trinidad and Tobago, and there was a third country. We defeated it because at this time, when previously, when we were in the economic crisis under Dr. Obeda Samoa as foreign minister, what we rather did was rationalization. You reduce here, you can say the foreign service staff. Wouldn't him say? At the time, I approved a budget for 2023 in December last year. Now, you entire your foreign service staff for 3 months.
I see.
I buy into me into your because I buy say exchange rate the dollar or munisika.
Ajiegu.
Yeah. 3 months, and yet you open say to me existing one no 60 embassies now you war amanone to me tiomuka, and you are going to create 3 more. And I'm glad say we defeated it.
Okay, Amwakwa Henry says, Bobie, I'm watching you guys from Spinktest. Okay, thank you so much. Brother Dennis Ho is here. From Canada, we have Maria Adam. And Maria Adam, Obibe raised the issue why the NDC leadership in Parliament is quiet. And Maria Adam, Ansah Pakrono. And I just want to put it out. I say they have been talking, but it seems we don't listen. We only blame them for everything as though they are the ones bringing all the illegal policies. I think we need to check our mindset. So this is a response from Maria Adam to Nascimento. All right, so we have Lampa says, Kwabena, I want to know why the government is finding it difficult to increase public workers' salary. And I think they have done it.
They're still negotiating. Omoye Kola some time ago, last year, but negotiations because OSHA, what organized labor is demanding is legitimate because inflation is at 50.3%.
Now it's 52.
Inflation eroded more than half, and for a long time.
The
negotiations are ongoing.
Okay, so Zoe says the pensions are still part. They just said pension funds are not part to avoid the strike action, but they are doing it. Okay, Eric Avi says my family investment at EcoBank is gone. All right, so this one is coming from Ogboro, and I think I've touched on that one. Faustina Misa says greetings to my future president, Honorable Ablakwa. Okay. Julius Coffee says, okay, so the MPP race is really getting hot, but Akoto tops all. Dr. Usefri Akoto has a tremendous qualities that sets him apart from other aspirants. Okay, so the workaholic Akoto, and that is what the MPP is saying about Free Akoto. You are talking about him being a workaholic. I mean, what is it? Najib says, but this is the thinking of the Ghanaian. Talk sweet, and they just give you everything. Educated fools, not being wise and smart. And this is the problem we are facing as a country. Okay, this one is coming from Avre. Ibrahim Washara says, we have to be careful with those who appears on other FM stations. Those who... these issues are... I have a problem with this argument about whether Obibeko other stations... No, we should... occupy all radio stations. Make sure you put your case across. Just put your case across. Whether the host to know you're hostile to you or whatever, just put your issue across and let's move on. We can, stay in a country we are hostile to the media, and it's not right. Me join this argument, you know. Obia, and I prefer a media practitioner obeying the news or supporting MPP and not NDC. Eche Obi Obeka so neutral, but he is lying to the people. Those people I don't go with them. David Apomausi says, okay, so what is Yoko doing to help salvage this issue? It's a government institution, and at the end of the day, power is was central government. So Abu the way says, Commander, please, inflation is 54.1% too. And then catch on up with my say Jibro bin Al Hussein says brilliant submissions from my favorite MP and my future president of Ghana, Honorable Kwabena Ablakwa. Oliver Twist says I'm worried about NDC. Solomon Osayam Pedu says, can you ask Honorable if Ghana has any laws that checks life audit? Do we have anything like life audit?
Life audit, what does it mean?
Yeah,
okay, is it a lifestyle? I think so, that's what the lifestyle audit. Yareze said we need to do that. We don't have a specific law. That is Omoa Ebia will salary 10,000 a month. Now so wabrabo way of life. The way at the end of the month you end up spending maybe 200,000 and yet you earn 10,000. It's a lifestyle audit will expose, say no, you are something is going on that you have not accounted for. Elsewhere, no, the taxman will come after you and you'll be in hot waters. It is part of the new raft of anti-corruption pieces of legislation, as I say, and I think the last NDC manifesto, it was in there, say your back power, you introduce it, that lifestyle audit. Yeah.
Okay, so Emmanuel Wilson says, Bobie, I am following this show. Greetings to my very good friend Sammy. Okay, Ojo. So now, Yamra, the main issue, the cathedral issue, no so. Now, House of God engulfed in financial irregularities. The case of the Ghana's cathedral.
Yeah.
What is happening, Honorable?
Minia, the ACNS, Matumi a secure new set of documents. Maybe copies abaha. You can see how voluminous it is.
Yeah.
Every single page. It's one monitor over the last 2 weeks. I've been serializing fresh revelation. Already, before the year ended, we all know, sir, the government was exposed, President Akufo-Addo was exposed. Omokasha said, a personal pledge. Omoma asase keke. There will be no taxpayers' funds used. They even misled Osofo Akuku Dam to say Opoku Frimpong Onyinamo Duncan Williams or Moba Bontimbe say, Ghana for yen using more taxes where churches are going to build it. I was able to intercept documents. It then later compelled governments to admit, say, or more use state funds. Meanwhile, there was no approval by Parliament. And Yenim said at the vote of censure committee, when we compelled the finance minister to submit the accurate records of withdrawals, no more here, the unconstitutional withdrawals. Abeba Tuja said, we withdraw 339 million Ghana cedis. Meanwhile, Oko site
from where?
From the consolidated fund, from state coffers. Taxes now, homogen. That's what can offer without parliamentary approval. And that is how we ended 2022. Obia enim say the government has been exposed. So now a house we are building for God, is drowning in deception, in lies, and outright corruption. God, that is what it is. Say, fresh documents now must secure.
Okay.
It has emerged, sir. What we knew in 2022 about the National Cathedral, and now we're all complaining, we were up in arms. And let me commend, you see, there has been a blanket attack on the clergy. Say, they are all hypocrites. Supporting Akufo-Addo. Okay. Let me clear this matter. It is not all the members of the clergy and Alma supported this cathedral project. The records are there. TF4 to me, Agogo. June last year, Catholic Bishop Conference, Bishop Name, or issue statement. Eka say the Catholics don't support it. We shouldn't be building a cathedral at this time. And or they told you, say, Palmer Bakel, onye a representative of the Catholic Church.
Okay.
Because President Akufo-Addo amfre omo say, Catholics for mun yi obi mame. Ono ana ofre na danfo. Enti Palmer Bakel, Reverend Palmer Bakel is there representing himself because of his association with the president, personal friends. The Catholics said that. Bold statement. And I've always admired the Catholic Church. Newspaper, the Catholic Standard, right from the era when even more journalists, trained journalists were running away, in the early belly days of the revolution. The Catholics stood up in Ghana. The Catholic Standard, they fearlessly spoke the truth from June 4th and all of that to 31st December. They were eloquent and their pens did not run dry. Let's state that for the record. And now, the Christian Council of Ghana almost issue a statement. Viewers and listeners can Google. It's there online. Dr. Fayose, who is the General Secretary of the Christian Council, or issue a statement.
Okay.
A respected prophet like Prophet Odro, also say, hey, President Akufo-Addo, you are building a church based on lies and deceit. He stated when you say Prophet Odro there, he doesn't mean words.
Yeah.
Another prophet like Kum Chacha also has publicly, then Dr. Puni Frimpong, Omunyana issue statements. They've made public pronouncements. And for those men of God, they have exhibited teachings now every Sunday. They teach us in church. They've exhibited it, and I want to commend them.
Yeah.
Into this impression, because my notice said the government is deliberately trying to create the impression. It's all fake.
It's true.
It's not the case. Let us state that for the record. Now, I come to 2023, fresh revelations from new documents now.
Okay.
Yeah, intercepting. It has emerged. One, say, Sena Enterprise Insurance, Ken Oforiatta, or your finance minister, intimately associated with enterprise insurance. Sena Minia, or interest for her, or the insurance contract,
Mm-hmm.
or the Ama Enterprise, insurance of the Cathedral site, into all the equipments there, the Juma courses will be prior, all the way to time on the real project, Nina Enterprise, sole sourcing, sweetheart deal. Kai say enterprise, ne yere aye Juma wo.
Whoa.
Yeah. And you can begin to understand the interest in making sure, say, all of these unconstitutional withdrawals take place. We didn't know that all along. We didn't know that until you secure this document.
Beyond data bank involved in
yeah.
Now enterprise insurance to involved with state insurance.
With the Cathedral.
I see.
Yes, they are involved with the Cathedral. Omona, they are the insurers for Ribade Company Limited. They are insuring the construction site. And that is a new discovery. The other discoveries who are here, Minia, very shocking. Already Cathedral way, contractors are complaining say are buying sikana more release you better say more release few sums of money now, so sikano and buy a ho. It doesn't come to us into mu complaining until March 14th 2022 and omuja ejumano into mino cases say since March more suspended work on the construction site. Contractors are from Rebade Limited. And Rebade is for Rizani Di Echa, Babisotti, and Di Simone. These are the three Italian firms. They came together to form a JV, a joint venture known as Rebade. Since March 14th, 2022, Omoja Ejuma for lack of payment. Meanwhile, will you believe, say, or more contractors were complaining, say, more maya sika for actual construction. Say now more time, yes, taxes 28.2 million. Our modiama American be. American Nibia, your friend, Carrie Summers, who is the president and CEO of the Nehemiah Group. 28.2 million Ghana cedis. At the time, our contractors.
Tobias and Samuel.
Because
Nehemiah
Group. Now, meanwhile, this Carrie Summers, over a very shady track record.
Bible.
Or see your Bible, or lead the Bible Museum in America and all of that. But during the process, say a lot of the artifacts now they buy or can say your original. Moses needs scroll, Moses Atade or share Elijah Shua or share and all of that. Then a fake and your original experts no channel.
Kwabena.
Yes. It's your friend be antiquity fraud. He was caught and he was fined. Into this Carrie Summers is a discredited guy. The track record very fraudulent character. Ebane Sena, Uko National Cathedral website, or the picture wo the phone wo say, or no consultant for the USA. YC project ewa Ghana. Adentina ye work consultant for the USA. Why? Are we going to appoint consultant for Britain, consultant for France, consultant for Afghanistan?
No way.
Me issue statement where me expose the 28.2 million because the first time it's been made public.
Yeah.
They came out with a defense on the 7th of January, and that defense, it's made matters worse. Defense, they say, Carrie Summers, or coordination, or coordinating 2 new structures are more attached to the National Cathedral. Biblical Gardens and the Bible Museum. It carry summers now on no their all year coordination. Can you believe that? Coordination for 28.2 million Ghana cedis. Meanwhile, the reason why we establish a national cathedral, the reason why we establish a national cathedral secretariat is for coordination.
Okay.
Intiana yetiomo, and when you say Omunyana, Paulo Poku Mensa, there's a director, Omunyana, they even have church manager, the diaspora relations manager. Omunyana Omuye Juma Wohono, they are classified as presidential staffers.
I see.
Yes, they treat them as Article 71 office holders. Yeah, Toka as Amaomo, the Land Cruiser,
you don't mean it.
Vehicle, yes, free fuel, and all of that. Yes, they will be getting ex gratia. All of they are treated as Article 71. We are spending these colossal sums of money.
Presidential staffers.
Exactly, yes, because they are on the list of presidential staffers. About Parliament. Yes. If you are receiving all these perks of office, Adentina more appointing, more outsourcing, more juma, more responsible for coordination. If you have even decided, sir, more establish a biblical garden and a Bible museum, it's your duty to coordinate. I was asking in my write-up, sir, Carrie Summers, is it coordinating between Heaven and Accra? 28.2 million. At the time, contractors are abandoning project. Sir, Moses Ikaniho. Edena all coordinating. That is the second revelation. Third revelation, made it told you in number way, and this is the first time I may discuss it since I put it out around 6:30.
6, yeah.
This evening. Yeah. Minia, Cathedral way. Look, I've been asked to say, is this really the lost temple? Onim said the latest revelation is a company be your friend JNS Talent Center Limited. JNS JNS Talent Center Limited. Your taxes 2.6 million cedis at the amount. My investigations into this company make me a secure or more incorporation instruments. Our Registrar General, the Register of Companies. To my shock, almost the juma talent and skills development. That's all they do. Talent and skills development. Into company juma the talent and skills development. Ebanesena yesi cathedral. More hobby moji yesika 2.6 million, because cathedral is about construction, it's about designs, monya architect, monya planners, monya contractors, into 2.6 million cedis. Me research further, me who say the only thing the company does JNS almost see crèche dowenya, almost crèche kindergarten. Yeah. I mean, my pocketed 2.6 million. Ain't me secure my number. Okay, incorporation instruments na number be was 020 number. And documents in so me hano. This the same number, 020 number.
020.
Yeah, ain't me friend number no. And Oba Bifire, or say, or Sheila Eshen. And I noticed, yes, she's one of the directors, because there are 3 directors. Johannes Eshen, Sheila Eshen, and Kwabena Edu Jemfi. These are the 3 directors.
Okay.
And shareholders. And interestingly, it's a small company, almost stated capital 500 cedis per.
Oh.
Can you imagine? 500 cedis. And to me, we need 2.6 million. Said National Cathedral. Obi named the Omuye.
So payments now finding out when to me and ya any I say a juma say na omo
me who contract be there is no contract. I just see payments say wire 2.6 million at the amount. And tell me friend Sheila Eshan, Madam Sheila Eshan anopawe me bo me din me say me person me confirm me say Omanya 2.6 million be from the National Cathedral. Abiana Obina Obezo say company need.
Exactly.
We want to know. We see, Cathedral transaction, no. Yeah, but the MD and no full facts, no. And the MD no we took coin. And to me more 2 weeks or return it to. I say, oh, but this is modern world. You better me a frame. I say, oh dear, your patch over to me a 2 weeks. You see, okay, I've given you the opportunity. Me, I'm going to town. 2 weeks time you can call, but I'm not going to wait for you. Once what confirm, say you munamuya JNS, and you know about Cathedral, but mom person
so whether say we receive a year 2.6 no or not, or person back.
Yeah. Inti, can you believe, sir? Projector must say, see a dime, to glorify God and share good. How is it, sir? Such a project, no? Sikano ababe yenchendi. Carry Summers 28.2 million. JNS 2.6 million. Obia, and I'll be releasing more in the coming days. Minia. Stinking. Enti Oye analysis now. I can confirm to you exclusive for the first time, sir. Withdrawals which at the time exchange rate was about $58 million. Actual Sikana are caught into the construction. Just $22 million. Because my secure documents on all of what contractors say
so far Omar withdraw
$58 million.
That is per
the 339, yes,
at that time.
That is the 339 million. Meanwhile, only 22 million can be accounted for in terms of actual work that has been done. Less than half. Less than half. Look, project we know. Ideally, no, we need a special probe, separate probe on National Cathedral. And Yaba Power, this National Cathedral, people will have to be jailed.
Really?
Oh, yes. I have no doubt. Many Ukasses say, no, some people are already in Sawam, from what I have seen on this project. The Unim said, last year, made sure right information request to the procurement authority. Ebisa almost said this project, they did go through procurement. Almost said Debbie.
Oh
yeah, no procurement. Already that is it. You go in. The only attempt at procurement was David Ajayne contract, and no crano they relied on almost say emergency clause. Now more rely sole source based on emergency natural disaster. Natural disaster bit Ben see Ghana. And no crano is wrong use of the procurement law, abuse of the procurement law. Look, the number of infractions Unim said 339 million more releasing a whopping 113 million Ghana cedis Ako David Ajayho, which is 34% against industry practice. Against industry practice. I mean, Project Benna Yema consultant 34%. Project no and Drew be actual construction and Drew even 5% here. Foundation Kromun now consultant designer. So YG 34%.
So on have two issues. In all this, President may insisted, and now kind on when you cast obesity, then the Anglican bishop or reverend or say a good father a modern day David, and a OC sorry dying, and a onya challenges. When you hear about these kind of statements,
I mean, when him say because of my own background, me a Sunday school teacher, many professor Okwe, na me assistant. It's always come up in Parliament. He's always been teasing me, Jolu Baptist Church, and I'm a vice president of the Scripture Union. I was Presec. I've heard some people say, "Oh, me Sambalat and Tobaya, President Kasanakai." People are repeating it and. I'm a antichrist and an atheist and a pagan. It's all not true. I'm a Christian. I believe in the power, the salvation power of Jesus Christ, and His saving grace and all of that. But the same Bible enjoins us if wrongdoing is going on, yen kasa, yen sorry and fight it. Intiana in First Chronicles, Onyankopon kasa stopped David when David was going to. It's when the pastor is talking about David. David was stopped by God Himself because God said, "You have shed blood, David. You shed blood. You are not qualified to build a temple for me." Into all of those statements now, more I want to take it as ignorance, sir, and it is based on the fact that they haven't studied the facts. There are some that I think say a genuine ignorance. And there are some too that I think they have just been blinded. And don't forget, some of the also for more defenders omudin akomu. People like Mensa Otabil, they were smart, and omuhun the way Anyema Kono he backed out. Okay. Into ono they back out. I know that somebody like Dake Ward Mills, and also he's gone on record. What about 3 letters? What protecting or Dachimbi. Into even registration documents no crano needing anymore. Okay. And he told them it's okay, they shouldn't add his name, there are those 2 categories of pastors. Or more name genuinely. They haven't because there are some of the pastors or more framing. So come and brief my PowerPoint presentation so that because they want to understand the issues. But a Bisono don't probably have that opportunity. They haven't requested. They are not apprising themselves with the stinking nature of this whole project. I would grant or more ignorant, I'll cut them some slack. Now, so there are those who are just trying to protect themselves, but unfortunately, it doesn't look good, and it will create problems for them in the future. Now, on the president's claims, no matter what Okujato and his Sambalat and Tobiah colleagues do, Messi, look, I laugh. Project Mose more completion date, March 2024, a year from now. What the president is refusing to tell Ghanaians, and he say, 1, all Kasa say, project, no matter what they do, I'll build it. You build it. Where are your contractors? What lose it 10 months already? You are refusing to tell Ghanaians the truth. Say, contractors, no, Omo Johnny free site. They have abandoned. They wrote letters March 14 to all their workers. Say, Munko Fie, Aban and Tuayaka. More diverted Sikan into all kinds of things. JNS, Kare Sames, and all of that. Into Omuni Sika Omudebeye actual construction. Workers are not on site. Into who are you deceiving? Into workers, yebesi. 2024 and what is coming? Already you've lost 10 months. And what the contractors are telling me, documents, Yeah. $383.4 million and negotiated with government. Okay. For the if everything goes on smoothly. Okay. Actual so far no. Sika are buying etumia reziama unconstitutionally from the state coffers. $22 million.
Out of the
$383 that they need, $383.4 million that they need. Where are you going to get that money from?
Half.
Yes. And also, 10 months has been lost. And then, fundraising, because of all of what has gone on, Ghanaians are not donating. Christians are not donating. And this $383 million, Unim said there are exclusions. Professional fees and items under consideration, excavation, rock asset, site instructions, subcontractor appointments, savings on import duties, escalation of construction costs due to COVID and global inflation, extension of time claims and cost implications of same. Almost say more waste or more time. The extension of time and the cost implications. As I said with Tiwaka, all of that phenom kwako tenasi are calculating in finance charges on unpaid amounts to the main contractor and also outstanding. Standing time claims for main contractor, abortive and rework costs due to main contractor suspension. You have to now go and negotiate all of that. Museum displays and fit out. Into this 383 million crown, a cost through conservative projection, say we should be looking at $550 to $600 million when they add all of these things.
Wow.
Into where are you going to get that money from? Already no, we main source. Now time and now more diverted sika on the blind side of parliament. No, yachemo. Into you can no longer get 339 million now more withdraw from the consolidated fund. No. You can't have that any longer. 80 million cedis now more the 2023 budget. No, yabuegu is no longer available to Inti. How you say, oh, you see, no matter what they do, who are you deceiving? And yet possible. He's building castles in the sky. But meanwhile, we see a Galamsey site right in front of us, and you are building castles in the sky.
But the honorable, one main question amount for Busa, Ghana for Bepesa with the best sorry so.
Yeah.
Nyamem Buana NDC we need 2024. Say yes, ama Bonnie NC na NDC we near. Mobe to us we see. Se mobe basu no mo see we are mobe using as a cathedral.
Meaning, and yet possible say project we ombesi Ansah you're going to the 2024 election and yet possible. I know miracles happen as a Christian. I know there are miracles, but this is construction. The Bible itself has said, say, Unisika Naza started project. You are a fool.
Yeah.
Because people will be passing by and they'll laugh at you. This is the classic case of the Jesus Christ in the Bible. That which of you intending to build a house does not count the cost and prepare yourself before you start. Until one and now Jesus Christ that's where we are. It's not possible. Already 10 months is gone. And me mark first anniversary in March 14th. There will be a special program planned to mark the first anniversary of contractors running away from the site because of this naked diversions and corruption. Into Yaba, this is my response. These are major issues. Yekwako yi flag bearer this year. We are sure say next week party executives no omo the timetable betoja.
Yeah.
Chairman Nasedu Nketia, General Secretary Fifi Kwete. I believe say flag bearer no emerge, and I have no doubt. I've already predicted say President Mahama will win by not less than 95%, inshallah. Me assure say obe meeting, and it will even go into a manifesto after we have done the consultations and all of that. Ultimately, no, I'm sure say the views of Ghanaians will be sought. Ghana for a bit decide because NDC, the way I Juma, the way I the policies and all policy formulation, no, we involve the people. It's owned by the people. Into me, I can predict say it's likely say the flag bearer will create a certain processor or better take views. Into what I'm simply saying say no, me locals are met to me at decided on behalf of the party. It will be wrong.
Okay.
It will be wrong. Enti yenyi flag bearer. Now flag bearer no ombe lead the processes that will then culminate in a decision of the NDC. Because as it is now, the mini locals are met to me at decided.
Even as a parliamentarians and within your powers too. You have leadership.
Yeah, your leadership. It will be very presumptuous on my part to as it were, be taking a decision for the NDC as a party. I'm sure say along the way, maybe some my opinion and all of that will all be part of that process. But the flag bearer should be elected, and then when the manifesto processes begin, I'm sure say the NDC position will be known at that time.
Live on Accra 100.5 Citizen Show, Honorable Kujecha Blackwell in the house. So, discussing issues, issues about this financial haircuts and other matters, cathedral issues. But in Yamamienu Anaya, the Gangantuan corrupt practices, I engulf this cathedral. And I do say, Utimia. whether we Muslimi, say we Christiani, we traditionalist or whatever, we are talking about our taxes. Quite bad near first one you use your taxes. Dear ye ma abine quite ben ye first way using. The issue is not about whether the Okasa found a Muslim and also or a traditionalist and also or a GD Koko and also call SD in Tino Okasa and also call Jehovah Witness in Tino and also call Dominion in Tino Okasa. No, that is not the issue. The issue is say ye taxes. Say a say a be a Ghana for an agent to was say ye per se ye see Cathedral. Maybe Honorable Kujato will be a little bit circumspect with somewhere all revealing because obi na yi nisika so osi na sorry die but we ni ye taxes obi ayi sika every year coffers mu then the person needs to be accountable to us on try acquire this Ghana Faso 2.6 million Ghana is going to company or whatever JNS Talent Center Limited in Dawenya. We are only one issue. We have 28 million plus Ghana cedis going to Karisama Group or whatever. That is Nehemiah and Nadi for almost the NECO. And so we are battling over this issue about Ajay as to whether even Sike Korn Hono legal and say illegal. The circumstances and Masikano Korn Hono, whether it's proper or it's not proper. Was here raising issues about procurement office. He has spoken to them about procurement. So the point is, it comes back to governance as to say the governance setup. No, yes, he running a far.
Over to me, 1 minute to also bring in model now or more adoptee. Say, or mine we are a struggling country, a poor country, because of bad leadership. Nyame adomia, there were a lot of natural resources there, but because of bad leadership, we are poor. She model or more adoptee. Instead, say, ombe a greenfield, asasi a bibi niho to build this, to decongest. We've been talking about decongesting the central business district for many years. She model or more adoptee. They went for the most expensive model. Say, ye demolish Judicial Training Institute. Say Chief Justice on World Bank for ECOWAS Bank. Say, up $50 million. To construct a new judicial training institute or more demolish. Yet demolish judges' bungalows. We had to spend dollars at cantonments in rent. And say, ye see permanent structures for the judges. We haven't calculated the cost of all that. Yes. Yet demolish ComSys IT firm. They are now your neighbors around here.
Yes.
They had to be relocated. Almost compensation could buy $10
million.
Yes. Then there is the Waterstone Realty apartment complex, modern apartment complex belonging to Ghanaians. Contracted by Omubuguye. Say Omu High Court demanding a judgment debt of 120 million cedis. Can you imagine? 120 million cedis. The height of recklessness. And now Omu demolish passport office. The passport office, as ranking member of the Foreign Affairs Committee, meaning say we had to help the ministry to locate 10 million cedis in the budget to relocate them. Passport office demolished. Then scholarship secretariat. Media scholarship secretariat is one of the buildings I thought say you better protect it to become an iconic, because other places such buildings with a lot of history. Can you imagine scholarship secretariat? People like in Nkrumah, they got scholarship from there. Professor Mills, Fulbright scholarship secretariat for the process. Say, all these giants of our country. A building like that, we don't touch it, you preserve it. Elsewhere, we change the lock, key, crana. You must go for permission. It's preserved. It becomes a tourist attraction. The money you can even raise from that. Say, tourists, as we are doing all this year of return, all these people who come. Ghana migrates, those who have scholarships from there.
Maybe I go when you're being here, so we would need to keep it.
What demolition? What demolish say omo pechi wo baby. At Get Fund office be baby. We have to relocate them. At the time we will put the cost of all of this together. When him say Malian ambassador's residence was also demolished. Say the last time I check here, say na a buying Ansah CB for them at the airport residential area. A buying because agreement now more signing with the Malian government, they have to replace the building. Afena buying eco pesika atia sasase assign at your construction. Can you imagine? Look at the most.
No, but as you rightly said, they always benefit from their own.
Yeah. The old chaos of creating. Yeah, because this construction. Assassin crowd check here. You know, even rent a course for the judges. No, I'm also following up on all kinds of dubious things. Of course, I mean, it's unbelievable. Look, Americans almost see the Washington National Cathedral. They didn't do this. Greenfield. Unencumbered land, and it took them 82 years. Italians almost see the Milan Cathedral, the iconic Milan Cathedral. It took them more than 570 years. Yes,
really?
Yes. The British, St. Paul's Cathedral, they took their time. It took them more than 40 years. The Germans, the Cologne Cathedral, took them more than 100 years. You can check this. Viewers, listeners can go online. Is there the history of all these buildings? India, Russia, demolish Bibia, and we say we want to finish in 4 years. I mean, the height of reckless. Look, Mashia, a lot of ambassadors, business people, when they ask, a lot of these things we hear, we don't believe it. Are you sure you are not exaggerating? I tell them, put your Munko site home.
Could run away.
Go and see. Because we've done Cancer, we've even put out drone photos. They don't believe it. Ask, where is your scholarship secretariat? You just ask. Mofa Uber is here, and I'm going to scholarship secretariat. See if you find the scholarship secretariat. And I'm going to call passport, the original passport head office. Whether you find it. Judicial Training Institute. Whether you find it. Judges Bungalows. In the process, one of the appeal court judges, our finest appeal court judges, one of the finest, had to resign because he couldn't believe it. Said, I've served this country.
Really?
Yes. He had to resign.
Because of this project?
Because of this project. Because they didn't, the wife, operating, and she needed time to recuperate. Movie. The doctors have advised, it's a delicate operation. You have to be around. The Chief Justice said, hey, there is a present priority project. He just resigned from we have lost. This is a judge, Ghana Bar Association, Emmanuel Special Award. All the lawyers almost say judges more appear before. This is an upright judge. If you dared attempt any bribery, corruption, you immediately be sentenced. No nonsense judge. Justice Said.
Said.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Very, very, very upright judge. He resigned. You can't believe the level of recklessness. Look, and can you imagine, say, Minia, can you imagine if it was President Mahama? Or demolishing judges' bungalows, or demolishing Judicial Training Institute. Hey, they will have said attack on the judiciary. Anka, by now, your Martyrs' Day #2. There will be all kinds of commemorative days. The day the judiciary came under attack. When an appeal court judge was chased out, had to resign.
One comment from Bwedi.
Can you imagine?
One comment from Bwedi Abe says, from today, I have decided to name my son as Sami Okujetu Ablakwa. And this one is coming from Bwedi Albert. And Bwedi, honorable Sword Asibebri. So I can need that is such a brilliant MP. And we are grateful. NDC is grateful. David Agbenyaga says, brilliant. We love you, Sami Okujetu. And honorable, said the Ghana for bet me I can say we love you. And we appreciate your effort. They appreciate your efforts.
For God and country.
Let me say future, you need your pan on person of the show. But that is another conversation, another time. My cry from that say, class media group that say. But no one my revelations, remember revelation. You know, Citizen Show, you be movie Aquaria from 2 to 6.
Oh, nice.
From February.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
You be movie Aquaria.
Oh, that's
because remember time there you and you be movie Aquaria from 2 to 6.
Oh, that's
and we are working on it. Yes, you see upon kakra. You best step into the game big time. Now actually how it will go. We are working with our affiliate stations in Takrade and other places. Nice. And we know say breaking news. That's great news for okay, thank you so much. Yeah, that's the so joining in anyway. We are grateful, honorable. Thank you so much. I think comment to you. Friends Sadek Baba Sadek Ewase, founder and CEO, three media network. And he's part of a Arise Ghana team.
Exactly.
And but honorable honorable Sadek or primary so.
Oh, my candidate.
Wow. Oh, okay.
My banner hokra be supporting.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. But Sadek gives who member.
A memo on it's all of this in
Yeah.
Some of the things are quite central here.
Yeah.
To be able to rally the base of the party in the winning elections and I wish constituency now. From 2012 for a Kwabena out of Okakri North, they be an acquire skirt and blouse.
Really?
Yes, skirt and blouse.
How?
Yes, so the actual voter deficit, in Okakri Central, they hovers around 3,000. But parliamentary, not acquire skirt and blouse. A lot of issues, but one of it, is finding the right candidates with the right competence, with the right professional reputation, candidate, party opinion, phone will be Agina Tum, Obia, this is an honorable Okujita back constituency order on my invitation. One of the training programs, when we inaugurating them, he came there.
Oh, I see.
And so, and there are a lot more people on my person on my Okakri Central because Okakri Central, one of the 5 extra seater NDC can make a safe seat going forward.
I see.
Apart from 20 seats in there,
I see.
Your 5 extra seats, we can safely win and make one of the safe seats and the Kwabena Central account. So it's one of those things. But before I go on, just to touch on a few of the things I'll kind regarding the National Cathedral. There's something in tourism and allied industry.
Okay.
Imani had reported, say, the total contract Ajayi values close to about $300 million in Ipabako. $300 million. But let me tell you something. Maybe more political space than you. President and Secretary he is a co-owner of a resort BO Beach as a friend Sandbox.
So you are talking about
the second wife, yes. The place was also designed by Nana. It's the same Ajayi. He's a friend to them. He's somebody they work with.
I know that for a fact.
Yes, he's somebody they work with. So the questions will be and say, the ban is saying Nipa Bako for so many years when Tima invested in a particular industry. A Biaba architect with global reputations or Omaye Juma and sustained and enabled the creative industry for so long. Almost to all the one Nipa Bako within a short time, I'm on a contract to the tune of about $300 million. $300 million. And there's actually even a connection to the same conference center. Same conference center now and yes. Let me give you this thing. Who's a trade fair? Trade fair can't find out the contract. The trade fair is also supposed to have a convention center, which ordinarily is also supposed to play or replace what the current conference center is doing. A contract now, no. A lot of money that has been given to one person, one single individual, to shady friends and processes. The same individual, you see the alignment and the connection with him and the president's brothers and family.
At Marine Drive.
And Marine Drive. Yes. Meanwhile, Marine Drive, be free Abayemuno. Marine Drive, At the time, the architectural work that was done on it was about $250,000. There was a condition precedent, Emma contractor and JCKB. Almost $11 million. He can't even be a. And apparently part of it was used to pay him to redesign the Marine Drive project, apparently. I mean, which kind of leadership na you say? Why? Family Bako. Why? How?
But it seems that the tourism sector and Obian Kabibia, you guys are not talking.
Yeah,
you are not saying anything.
You see,
it seems like Honorable Kuja to a black one now, Antichrist.
One of the things that make a difference, and very good thing. Sometimes when the pastors speak, with all due respect, President Kasa, and then their actions, I'm confused. What is the real reason? Is it religious or tourism? Because you see, say quite clearly, the religious economic aspect and the religious offense and reason, they know clearly said to that business until a coin down, yeah, the factory.
Almost shifted the tourism.
But the question I'm asking them, and they say, so what you are paying, and there's a particular model of things that has been done in tourism sector. It's contributing to visitations and money to the country. And it's a proven model. And it's become necessary, say you want to encourage tourism. And only the you don't know true shady deals near the adeno. Which one would you rather pay a lot more attention to? 20 different promises on here to the tourism sector.
I see.
They are yet to deliver one from 2016 to 2020. 20 different promises.
Give me 5.
One of it is almost somewhere 10 large sitting theaters across the nation. 10 large sitting theaters across the nation.
A old building and
a old building in a DAO. Kofodia de no god omo nya hwe mubusa Kofodia for say omo theater omo say 10 large sitting theaters omo nya.
I see.
Yes, there's a number of things apart from 10 large theaters. They say they will retool Gamro daho nya hwe. A couple of things that they are supposed to do to enable the sector. No, the real actual investment so far uti them see your return. I keep on telling them say, look, the reason why is not necessarily a novelty idea, and NPP like to engage in branding. On the friend Panafest. When you see the precursor to so-called year of return is Panafest. After Panafest, almost by in 2000, they tried to change it by calling it the Joseph Project. And almost say Panafest. And almost by now December. What happens in December? So 2 weeks of December. No, Bobie, you have been in media, you know. It's been in evolution for more than 20 years. Every December, events, activities. And our activities are called December. Individual, private people and investors say any activity, actual investment near the day. That is what has set our holiday maker status in the country. Events and these events have been playing out. Rapaholic, how many years? 10 years. And did it start from this government?
No.
There are a couple of the events and activities that are set our holiday maker status. Now, say what did they do? When they floated the idea of the year of return, concept, and they said they wanted to drive diasporans to come in around the summer period.
Okay.
August, September. You know, that was the Panafest time. August, September, October. In 2019, largely, on launching from March up to November, they waited. Final 2 weeks, as usual, there will be bars, activities, parties, and everything.
Okay.
And on what they found, year of return.
The information was
branded it nicely, and then moved with it. Because the focus of the year of return was tied to our slave heritage. But December 2 weeks parties near there, they know which aspect of it is tied to is connected to what they wanted to amplify. They wanted to position Ghana ordinarily, which we've always been positioning, to take advantage of our association to, black emancipation, black liberation, near the day. But I'm fan. They waited 2 weeks every December. And your party, it's parties, it's events. Afrochella, Afro Nation, Rapaholic, artists because there's always been a concept in Ghana where people travel back. Until from the mid-90s, boggers now no mutu coin, just like in Accra, free crash no back. They carry the concept abroad into mutu coin from about the late 80s. Ghana so it's been evolving.
Say, late November, December,
it's been evolving. And then we took a group, then it's Akwaba UK, and almost share says okay. So Ghanaians be cook back to Ghana from the late 90s. We will go and organize some parties for Ghanaians no more in London, Netherlands, Belgium, no more Germany. So it is evolving. Be rolling on the year of return. Uncle, 2 weeks to the end of a year where we've always from Yabreso from 2000. 2 weeks could you entry obia December no eboso. So the lack of and look at what's actually been funny. The government will tell you, sir, creative industry. One of the promises I'm giving you again, pass the creative industry bill. No, till now, they've not been able to execute it. Almost saying GTE, the real support they are supposed to actually give to December events and activities. Omunisika. But you wait, and all these things you claim are supposed to look. By currently, as we stand, tourism, according to the president now, it's the third biggest contributor to our GDP behind agriculture and our hydrocarbon resources. there's a projection said by 2025 it will be number 2, and we're supposed to deliver $4.3 billion dollars in returns to the country, over 1 million visitations to the country. And so really and truly, if a number of these things are happening and you've got a willing private sector ready to work and ensure say they unlock this benefit for the country, if you have that money, wouldn't you rather enable the private sector? But corruption, shady businesses into you say you want to put it in one. Another time we say it's for religious purposes. Another time we say it's for tourism.
Says that will be sending me a message. Say the same Ajay person is the brain behind Ansah Radio. Yes, this will be sending me a message. Anyway, another message from a very good friend. I'll say good evening, Commander. Now, what Honorable Ablakwa is saying is true. In the UK here, such buildings, in reference to those
heritage buildings, and
also such buildings with rich history are called listed buildings or properties. You can only touch the interior for refurbishment purposes, but will need a specific permission to touch the exterior. Akufo-Addo and his MPP government and party are just a bunch of reckless and lawless people. Kwesi Texan, London. Okay, so I'm so confirmed there. Asema now can. But remember back to Minya Sadiq. Sadiq issues about McMill and as a McMill. McMill. Well, what happened? What went on within more industry? No, what are they saying? Various counter statements from Kwaukese to your friend Shatawale. Shatawale insulting people, say Mwambeka Binomu villagers and all that. What really happened? You
know how there are some people at Awalemo, they would also always want to take advantage of things to spew their ignorance, and that's one of the things I'm catching. You sit down in this particular country, and then a foreign rapper is allowed to desecrate our presidency, desecrate the essence of Yenye statehood. And then you say, what? And he doesn't understand these things. He doesn't get these things. And you say, what? The presidency is supposed to be, the presidency is the seat of power, seat of government. That is where power is executed. And you allow anybody to just walk in, some massive security breach, and then to do whatever they want, do some young time be that has full of sexual violence and offense and add it to it and push it out, desecrate our essence of our statehood and our seat of power, and then Satawale and also counter offense on almost the same. Beyond that, if their argument is that the idea is to encourage tourism, in December you did a show. You filled the stadium. In December, Sarkodie did a show. Samini did a show. A number of you did a show. Your activities in the December encourage and enhance tourism in the space. And if a particular government was serious about encouraging tourism, Mona invite him about presidential presidential privilege as a way of patting you on the back for your involvement in activities that are set our holiday maker status. What kind of thinking is this? You bring this rapper, and look, there's a particular, almost like a rumor, almost allegation. You see, a lot of people have raised issues, so a kind of conflict of family and friends, conflict of interest situations. A play waha, which is that
where
the president's daughter, you're not in charge of creative art authority. Jamkuma. So far, no, officially, it's not been communicated. So far, it's not been communicated. Say, but she's Oyejuma.
All these years,
all this same thing. A fuck up. Afa, there are Semaka say, look, it's either by the law, no, you're supposed to be fully appointed to do certain offenses. But what we know is that.
So, which means there's no official communique.
Because apparently, Sikinyo. Now, but now listen to this.
No, but she takes this
decisions. But listen to this. The creative art agency, is supposed to be under Ministry of Tourism. The Ministry of Tourism is supposed to have supervisory offense over that.
Yeah.
Okay. So the question I'm asking is that today, NCA is supposed to have a Ministry of Communications. So NCA boss, decides that he wants to organize a courtesy call on the president. You don't think he will do it with the knowledge and supervision of his sector minister. President Ba roughshod over your minister, the deputy, and everybody.
Okay. So here, and Kesa or go through the tourism
because that's a supervision ministry.
Okay.
But as we stand right now, from the rumors and the things that we are hearing, they did not know anything about this.
And
president
say the banner before say no say
governance. That's the question I've asked. If you are an agency under a particular ministry where you have to engage your supervising ministry's affairs attention to meet the president, and that's an effort. But you roughshod over all of them and you walk in. So I'm not surprised that all the security protocols was breached because it's the president's daughter. She's going to breach the security protocol, do all the things that they want, give him the opportunity when all the minutes to himself, fly a drone over the presidency. What sort of irresponsible leadership is this? This is unprecedented. Leadership will function in Ghana in these ways. What is this? American rapper gets access to the presidency with chat video, a whole video, including flying a drone. Now, all presidents you you see there's something there that no photography. Now, even if you are a media person, I'm here in Central for before you actually get your cameras or broadcast equipment or communication devices in there, you have to be invited. Programmers say maybe special program, press conference, meet the press and visa, or you're part of the presidential press corps before you gain access to the place. But where American rapper, if in baby abba, breach all the security protocols. You see the way he was standing behind and pointing to a friend saying our coat of arms, which has set our statehood. He stands behind the lectern. Lectern here, there. President, when Asemsi Kruma and the country is maybe in crisis, you need to address the people in a very, very serious terms. With nature, video and a bazaar, including fly a drone over the presidency, and no fly zone. Fly a drone. Hey! I mean, this is
more industry from Nigeria to Cote d'Ivoire, Burkina, and other places. I know say Woodley internationally. The international community artists for on this matter almost saying. They tell you every time. They laugh. Can you point some of the artists?
Oh, I mean, I've had private conversation, and now there are 2 people from Nigeria crying industry that are in the country now, and they speak to her like, "Yo, and you know, is this the way you are?" I say, some of the Nigerians will tell you that now. No, I saw rock on the levels of offense. There's a certain respect you are called because the presidency, but I mean, leadership is in shambles at this point. There's, I mean, a lot of shameful acts going. There doesn't seem to be a proper regard for Ghanaians and a friend saying in terms of the leadership that we're experiencing now. So I can understand the laissez-faire attitude that's we're actually experiencing, and it's transcending to every part of it because it's funny, it is wrong, and yeah, I say it to me for so. Yes, we are all for encouraging tourism, but look, what is our identity? If you want to, you have no business trying to encourage tourism if you are not doing it trying to amplify the rich sacred values of the country. Where is that sacred values of the country of respect for authority, respect for the statehood, respect for the seat where authorities is exacted? Where is that? This is how you want to encourage tourism.
More cycles, more any records say we call White House there.
I mean, the only times we know Wako White House was at the point where Oko jailed by, and he was trying to lobby the president on what they call prison reforms, and then he went there. But everybody knows.
And who were the pictures or cohort with the same kind of dressing?
No, I mean, don't even call. Look, with the same kind of dressing in White House. When you go there, one of the things when you are going to White House, there's something called prohibited items. When you're going, this includes video cameras,
okay,
including any action camcorders, cameras with detachable lenses, tablets, tripods, tripods, monopods. Camera sticks are not permitted on the White House tours. Flash photography and live streaming are not permitted while on the tour. So, and anytime you see White House falling, White House
dressed on the bar, the call.
He didn't go there with that. If he wants to pull a stunt, they would have to go outside of it. There's a studio, no. They almost set it up to say White House and our film village. where you can actually film. So, and that actually reminds me, that's one of the promises that was actually being made by the same government to provide a film village in CA. The Creative Art Agency is not fully operational. We don't know what's happening. I mean, the 10 last sitting theaters that they've spoken about is not happening. I mean, a couple of things that they've said, the creation of the fund, Creative Arts Fund, is non-existent. We passed the Film Development and Classification Bill, right? And the fund that's supposed to actually even come with it, is non-existent. So you are really wondering. This is a government that decides that. But I've indicated, I've always debated them and told them that, look, I know you enjoy branding, antics, and everything. There's been a number of things. Panafest, do you know the numbers Panafest used to drop to us to the country? That if you look at the real investment that had undergone previously before them, why would they see National Theatre? Do you know the essence of what National Theatre, yes, was supposed to do? There are a number of things that were done to be able to elevate a particular industry. But
one gentleman, Daniel T, says Ghanaians have nurtured a thug to become a president. Do you agree with him?
I super agree. Now, on your tag, these antics and these things, on your tag, you are actually tolerating thugs to come, ex-convicts to come to the presidency and tell you about the weed that they are. Who video now? I had 2 packets of weed in my pocket. In common way in the presidency.
Asanti Bedia Trunkra or your master.
Yes, yeah, Bonnie team.
Or Shelly News yes.
I mean, and so definitely, and I'm because also tempted to agree with this person because
2 packs, not to say Obidi Busmi, yes. Who book it to Abby say Ankolaneka. Who book it to Abby
journalist Kofikumsu. What did he say about the same person that had become president today? You see Pratt, or see he comes out from his room with thick cloud of a D. But it is connecting to this. At the end, Nyaho Tamaklo, Dr. Nyaho Tamaklo Anka about him. It is connecting to this, and so the message that is coming said, I mean, looks like we voted for a tag. Obviously, it is somebody like that who would have a disregard for the country enough to allow a foreign rapper to get access to the presidency, have all the time to himself to fly a drone and shoot a hip-hop video. How and almost saying this hip-hop video and then disrespect to the essence of your statehood is supposed to encourage terrorism. Do you know what terrorism is about? If you're actually having to push through and encourage people to come into the country, you think that because you want to encourage tourism. And then me know yet to say, Yemfa Ghana flag, then fan to for nan nanto so. Shatawale okano. Onfa Ghana flag and to for non nanto so nonka so the video. Because encourage tourism. But be it as it may, the question I may be so munana say, munina as artists, you do shows in December, and this is part of the activities that are set the essence of the statehood. Mona from say, oh. Because all of us, when you are doing an event, there's a cost line for what we call international marketing and promotions. There's a cost line that we put down there. So you come in and you think that people want to come to a country that doesn't have any strong identity of their own sacred values of respect for authority, respecting the seat of government where authority is exacted. You think this is encouraging tourism? But I can understand. Efana, you're very, very ignorant. Shatawale has always spewed his ignorance around. They be one of the issues. I've had that issues with him consistently.
That is his opinion.
And I can say, you can have an ignorant opinion. You can have an opinion that is not thought leadership driven, that is empty. It is just you taking advantage of things and jumping into it for attention. You can put out an opinion that is not, that doesn't speak to the heart of the thing. And I know how you operate. And they be a catcher. Can I say, look, when you have to every time wade into very, very thorny, sensitive public issues, you have to understand it in 360 terms and not the usual. And that has been my biggest issues with him consistently. But he just wages on, because the question I'm asking is, and I know consistently debate anywhere with him, anybody, any expert. This is when how do you defend this? What do you find? Say they encourage tourism. Do you know the real, if there's a real intention to encourage tourism? Make me on the crowd. Every year, these are private individuals that make an investment in the country related to things and activities. From the presidents to say, oh, this is a pat on the back for the activities and the things that you do. Because Mona, mutimi invite
them.
And then they buy and say, oh, it's show with my
okay.
background. And you know, all of us, when you engage in Omono, you put a line in their contract that says you are supposed to promote the show. Now, December, this is what happens. Everybody said this, you have different 5 activities. In activities now, when you sign a talent, because there's a line in the contract that gives them the opportunity to promote the show, and you also put the money aside for international promotions, you know. All this bars goes into abroad, including December artists on mobile show. When Sarkodie tweets today about his show, the diaspora knows about it. Satawali, the diaspora know about it. Samini, the diaspora know about it. Stoneboy, the diaspora know about it. So it creates this one big, huge buzz that gets people to come into the country, to come and experience it, because they know, say, today, back to back, there's a number of activities. Until if really the intention is that, oh, you're encouraging tourism, Krana. These are people that easily you could call. Sometimes a new campo, you just need to pat them on the back. You've given access to an American rapper to come and shoot and desecrate your essence of your state, and then you want to say it encourages tourism.
Mame Mbusa we President Ba Ewo Creative Arts. The contribution they say so far.
So far, it's a zilch. We've not seen anything. And there's a reason why there's a particular
from
group.
Jan Kroma.
Yes, there's a particular group, FOCAP. They keep asking questions. What is going on? The response to the last time I was with somebody that also works there on Joy FM. Also Muniska. The Creative Arts Authority, in the ways that it was passed, is supposed to have BBFN and the Creative Arts Fund. The board is supposed to be properly constituted. By now, it's supposed to be the key agency that undertakes research and trying to gather insight of the industry. The fund is supposed to take the lead in ensuring that certain key investments in industry are done. Innovative things. Sometimes when I look at them, I laugh and say, when they say they have the men, I laugh at them and I say, when you're innovative, if you're innovative, common sense would have shown you, say, me, as a member of NDC and somebody in industry sitting back, I can sit back and see, say, okay, if you needed to establish 10 large sitting theaters, innovative thinking will show you, say, there are more creative people, more friendly development authorities. These development authorities are creating astroturfs across different countries, different regions. So in Accra, for instance, you can count about 6 or 7. If you had sat with them and the economic development and justified why out of six, 1 of the investment should be left for an amphitheater or a theater that would go to enable industry, it wouldn't have been good. Again, another government came in to decide, say, the hotels, the big hotels we have in the country isn't enough. And then secondly,
message say okay, no hide anymore.
And then the other part about it is that Abaimi by Ebeka say, when you go across in Africa, Abofofo be tourists, they like to go to South Africa.
Yeah.
When they go to South Africa, they go to Cape Town for the beach.
Yeah. But
Osha and anybody that understands tourism will tell you, say, Abofofo, they like the dry, sandy beaches. Okay. And that's what we have. Over South Africa, they are wet. Marine Drive on the mono. That's what we have.
Really?
That's the kind of beach they like. They like the sand, dry sand, you know. When say Cape Town, they know, a wet sand.
Yeah.
They need a more dry sand, you know. So I say they like it like that. That sand, the weather and everything favors it. So decided, said they will develop the Marine Drive project so that you can have a lot more resorts, hotels, and everything in there. Such that if you are having to have 1 million visitations, and they want top hotels, it won't be lacking. Labadi.
Oh,
from Osu Castle. Echo Art Center.
Oh, okay.
Yes, Art Center. And that's what we started with.
Okay.
Right. Also because we realized that when there are a lot more tourists in a particular country, often the hotel cost go up. Because of the various different taxes. They have over 5 taxes are buying with the institute, so the costs go up. But we also realize that if you have too many hotels in the space and there won't be pressure on it now, the cost can be maintained, and then the cost of living in the country for any tourist will be manageable and they'll continuously be coming. And that's the main principle behind developing the Marine Drive project. And that's something that we started with. There was almost about $11 million that was left by the contractors. I think part of the condition precedents.
After 2016.
After 2016, Sikani who be afa.
Oh, Jaisa.
Who baby, Parliament has had to. Parliament Public Accounts Committee. They say not anybody that's listening to me should go. Public Accounts Committee, Parliament, $11 million Marine Drive project. Ask, they can't find it. Me say it's here. Last year there was a Google it right now. I should just Google it.
No.
Part of the Sikania said they are efforts and Jai to redevelop the Marine Drive project.
So Sikania.
But I'm saying says you won't ever. Because if the place was already redesigned, the architects that did the work almost about $250,000 out of 11 million, saying all the man, and where is the rest? And there's nothing there.
The same Ajay person.
Mr. Before mobile, the contractors that was there had cleared this place. The contractor had started his settlement with everybody that is there. They've mapped out the place very well, and development was meant to happen. 6 years after the fact, or almost 7 years after the fact, she see honorable. And this is somebody that tells you they want to encourage
from a friend says David Ajay is the same person who has been given the Marine Drive project to execute. Yes. That project was conceived by Kofor's government.
No, I mean the Marine Drive project that's a lie. The concept of Marine Drive project started with Nkrumah.
Oh, okay.
That's the concept, the principle.
The principle.
He had the whole idea, so it's been evolving gradually. Government they run their feasibility, they start the project, then it stalls. So it's been building coming from Nkrumah, Baya, Jeja Bresso, push through, and then about 4 times. Not even a single block or clearing. It took President Mahama and the new contractor and the former minister, Elizabeth Ofosojari. She knows about that contract very, very well because she led to have that contractor, did all the negotiations and everything, started the job there. You should ask Ansah at what point when we started to do the clearing. Cleared the space, started to map it out. By now, if you're in government, by now the place would have been established. And that would have been a keen contributor to the events in tourism. If you're looking to have a tourism industry that contribute, and its allied industry, culture industry that contribute 4.3 billion to your economy, you take real activities, real things to enable it. You don't do it. Watch out of the 20 promises that you make to the sector, undeliver about kumpo. You wait. December, a month when you try a parties, you try an event and everything, and there are people coming into the country to enjoy
now,
it. Now they will brand their shame. You're off return a fat. And everybody is thinking about seeing it. And I pointed it out and I told them that anywhere we can have that debate. Any single way we can have. The real reason, the real thing they wanted to do with the area return is not December party. The December 2 weeks, a party. It's entertainment. But the real thing they wanted to do, the idea of return, was supposed to tie into our slave heritage and our history. But that...
So with that one, they have failed.
Yes, because the GTA will tell you, he will tell you he doesn't have money.
Ghana Tourism Authority.
Oniska. Every time he doesn't have money. In fact, they are supposed to give them a 1% tourism development. 1% of the tourism development levy will tell Ethiopia and everything. Now, location Kuwinya, one of the purest resource ministry under this particular government, the tourism and arts and culture ministry. They don't have it with all the challenges. And so, if any kita serious corruption and munipa, but think about it too. The same industry making any serious investment anywhere, all of a sudden. You want to justify national cathedral also tourism. All of a sudden, Marine Drive, and also tourism. And then when you messed up around, gave an opportunity to a foreign rapper to come and desecrate our seat of government and desecrate the essence of our statehood and breach all the state security protocols in unprecedented ways, you shout back and say tourism. What do these people take us for? I don't want to say Ansah. We don't understand governance. We don't understand leadership. We don't understand how things should be done to enable industries and society. This is a joke.
This is a joke. Live on Accra 100.5. I mean, I wish Nkayampo and for Baba Sadek is one of us. I'm part of his team. Listo is part of his team. Bechamfo is part of his team. Sami Jenvi is part of his team. Rexomar is part of his team. Bernard Mona is part of his team. In fact, Baba Sadek was a whole
it's called the Okwaku Central Rescue Team.
Yes. And I think we have enjoyed the discussion on this because I say I'm a different dimension on the tourism sector.
Yes.
And the kind of things going on. Say you know your third basket then we need to look at it and look at it properly. Near the any say at the end of the day you don't need to go and bring people to come and smoke weed at the presidency to come and talk about ganja to us. So
that's actually been a crime in the country. How do you want to you say you want to encourage tourism with crime?
so these are some of the issues, and we are grateful, Baba. Say joining and only Oro Kujeto.
Always a pleasure.
Content. But we are hoping say enche your campaign so that we can join you. Say primaries Monsanka date.
It keeps changing, but engagement, with the proper stakeholders.
Joseph Kofi Saponsi Kancho said this program it should be on TV, and they want you to do that.
We'll work on it.
Thank you.
We'll work on it.
Thank you. All right. So that's it live on Accra 100.5. Paul Kaka Bitters me pacho and you may Kaihu say a tagri. Atagri and me by here. Atagri and a ginger and Diafra pro keke. Ni I can say Baba Sadek, our next tourism and creative arts minister, hands down. All right. So Nicholas Laguda says very informative. Okay, so Bonti says you have all these strong guys around you. Baba Sadek, you're heavy. Negotiated Benefit Trust Company, we are very grateful to them. Greenfield Scientific and Bar Clinic is here. Top Choco, Top Choco, and yes, Jean Naturalist Clinic. Let's do this. Many rivers to cross. Jimmy Cliff.